recognized symbol of excellence for your entertainment.
Do your parents know that you're Ramones?
Welcome to Machino Music, the show that puts the music in Machino music, with your host, me, Brett Strong. Today on Machino Music, I'll be showing and telling some of my Ramones stuff. Hey ho, let's go. Good afternoon, everybody. Ramones stuff. That's what I'm showing and telling here today. I've done a couple of these stuff episodes. I did Spice Girls, I did Kiss, did Ozzy Osbourne. And I was thinking, I'm looking at this stuff that I have, this stuff I've accumulated. That, you know, I have a few other bands that I could do this stuff about, show and tell. This is always fun. So, yeah, this is all the stuff that I could find. So, that's what we're going to do here. Let's start with some shirts, I guess. This one. See me wear. This is the 1974 to 2004. This is the the lifespan of the original band. I mean, Tommy wasn't dead yet. Now the original band, and actually that's this shirt. I should be wearing one of these. Why am I not wearing one of these shirts? But you know, I can change that. Okay, there I'm wearing this shirt. This is the original band. This is these guys have all passed away. They've all left us. So yeah, this is what this is. Well, like part of it. So 1974 to 2004. That was when the Ramones started. 1974. These guys, and people kind of forget, like, they were not a big band in their lifetime. Like, they were kind of ignored. And, like, even, like, the Sex Pistols are kind of now, end up, I've been talking about it as, like, the punk band, the band that started punk music. It's like, and there's even a whole documentary series I just saw. It's actually on Tubi. I forget what streaming service it's on before, but now it's all on Tubi. I gotta check this out, see what they say. But, I mean, it's just, there's this whole thing that, like, the Sex Pistols got a docu-series. Yeah, their story's more interesting because they were a manufactured band, but the Ramones started it. The Ramones started the whole thing, the whole New York punk. That's what Malcolm McLaren, I think I've been saying his name wrong, but I know Malcolm McLaren, I'll say. You know, he was in New York City, then came back and took the whole thing, and then he created the Sex Pistols that way by seeing what was going on in New York that the Ramones started. So, I don't know. They were just not respected in their lifetime. But, and you look at them now, people just think they were this massive band. Like, oh, these guys are, like, it took a long time for people to catch up to them. And I was one of those people. Like, I heard about the Ramones. I'll get to, I talked about before, but I'll get to what really got me into the Ramones. These little buttons here. Back to some stuff. See that? It's really tiny. That one. Also a Road to Ruin button. That. And this is a Rock and Roll High School button. That's what really got me into the Ramones, was Rock and Roll High School. More on that in a bit. What else we got here? Actually, why don't we go to the movies? Yeah, Rock and Roll High School. This is what got me into the Ramones. I saw this movie on, we used to have a thing called the Movie Channel. It was kind of like HBO. You could put TMN, the Movie Network. That's what it was called. That was like a Canadian version of like I don't know, what are they? It used to be Viewer's Choice. This was like kind of like an HBO kind of thing. It's now called Crave. Yeah, this is Canadian history for you. But yeah, we had this thing called TMN, the Movie Channel, and they played Rock and Roll High School, and I watched this. I was like, what is this? And the Ramones it's really caught me. And this is such a fun movie. Roger Corman was almost disco high. He didn't get it, but it's such a fun movie. I mean, I have talked about this movie before, but I will say it again. I don't really like the love story stuff, like kind of like the plot stuff, like this, you know, it's kind of boring. Like there's some really, really dull, boring spots in this movie. It's not even very long, but it feels it in some spots. But the concert footage and just like the really silly comedy and everything in this, so much fun. Yeah. Actually, this one says on the back here, this DVD is dedicated in loving memory to Joey, Johnny, and Dee Dee Ramone. Keep heaven rockin'. Tommy wasn't dead yet. Yeah. So there you go. Rock and Roll High School. Really fun. I love these drawn out like a cartoon. The Ramones are cartoon characters. That's another thing I love about them. Just like cartoons. I know this is a really cool documentary. 150 minutes, so it's like a right there, everything. Story of the Ramones, end of the century. There's a really cool deleted scene, or no, not a deleted scene, but like it's just Marky Ramone drum techniques. It's just Marky Ramone demonstrating how he had to adapt his playing for the Ramones, saying it's really a workout. You know, because he's going along with Johnny, who's doing just nothing but downstrokes. It's just like insane playing. And he's had to kind of just keep up with that. And yeah, and he was Marky Ramone, Mark Bell. He was an experienced drummer. He was in a lot of other bands. He was in a few early heavy metal bands. He had a band called Dust, really cool. Yeah. So we've been kind of around that scene. He joined the Ramones, and the only living member, one of the only living members. Yeah. Also got some stuff from Richie Ramone, another guy still around. Yeah. Really cool. It's just a really cool documentary. Great stuff in there. I'm a Marky Ramone's book we just talked about. Talking about Marky Ramone, this is his book. This is where you get all those stories of him and all these other bands before he joined the Ramones. Great. My Life as a Ramone. Yeah. Punk Rock Blitzkrieg. Great book. I love my favorite part of this is when he talks about the making of Rock and Roll High School. He's got some pretty funny stories on making of that. Some pretty kind of scary stories on the making of that. You know, Johnny Ramone, not such a nice guy. Actually, there's a lot of stuff in here. Johnny Ramone, not so nice guy. Pioneering guitar player. You know, he's a guitar god, but kind of a piece of crap. You know, he's like, but you know, good days and bad days. And he talks about some of the good days in here. So you know, he gave us some great music. Part of the legacy. Yeah, really good book. Of course, the albums. I'm kind of in the middle of like kind of getting more like my Ramones albums. Like there's a lot I'm missing, but of course the first four, you know, the iconic debut. It's like coming out of the shirt. And it's on, yeah. Yeah, this is just iconic debut. Great tunes on here. Chainsaw, one of my favorite Ramones songs. Kind of the unofficial Texas Chainsaw Massacre theme song. Gotta love that. A lot of songs kind of about horror movies and stuff. Of course, Leave Home, another great record. Rocket to Russia, which some would say is their best album, especially Riff Randall.
That's the Ramones' best album.
Yeah, Rocket to Russia's great. Really good record. And of course, Road to Ruin, which I will sometimes say I did my Ramones 70s album ranking. It was really difficult because all these albums are really good. You can kind of like put them in any order. I don't know. It was a tough one to do. Then I did the Beatles, and it got even harder. But yeah. But this is a great record. Road to Ruin. I mean, not a sinker in the bowl on this one, so that's why I usually say, this is my favorite. Kind of a real beat the crap copy of Mondo Bizarro. Got the sticker decals on. I couldn't get this. You need like a hot iron to get that. I don't have time for that. But yeah, it's a great record. I love this one. Poison Heart, which is my favorite Ramones song. Love that song. Yeah. A lot of great tunes on here. Anxiety is great. Strength to Endure. Main Man, sung by CJ Ramone, currently with Me First in the Gimme Gimmes. Yeah. Censor Shit. Great song. About the PMRC. Tipper Gore. Trying to censor everybody. Mentions Ozzy Osbourne. Mentions Frank Zappa because they were in there. Ramones were in there too. Don't want to be censored. It was a bit after the fact. This is 1992. The PMRC had already kind of died out, but they're still doing a song about it. Still getting cool. Dig that record. Of course, the final record, Adios Amigos. I just realized these are out of order. I'm talking about these, but I already talked about the Adios Amigos album, the final album. Great, really good album. Good one to go out on, I would say. Of course, they are a firing squad. They're really going out. We're getting killed. We're not coming back. Excuse me, everybody. Why there wasn't a show? I've been sick, everybody. I'm still... by the time this airs, I'll probably be clear as a bell. Talking to you, but I have not been well. I'm dying, everybody. No, I'm fine. You're gonna put up with me for a good long while. But yeah, so I was just clearing my mucus, my mocos. Too Tough to Die. I actually just recently picked this up. I just bought my local record store had this. This is a really good album. I forgot about this one. And it's one of these ones that has like all these bonus tracks. It's like the first four, like there's a version of like Rocket to Russia which has a bunch of like outtakes and stuff on it. But this is really, this one has some really cool Sorry, it's just the mucus, everybody. But yeah, this has some really cool songs on it. Howlin' at the Moon, Sha La La was kind of sort of a hit. But actually the demo is a lot heavier and a lot more raw and sounds more like classic Ramones. Because there's like no synthesizers on it, no keyboards that they're put on. It was kind of doing that. It kind of changed the sound a little bit. Mama's Boy, kind of very classic Ramones. Warthog, great punk tune. Got a lot of energy on that one. A lot of these songs were written and sung by Dee Dee on here, if I remember right from the liner notes here. Garbage it. Sometimes they're hard to get out. Yeah, I think a lot of these were sung by Davey. Yeah. Well, he wrote. I mean, he just continued to write for the band, even when he was out of the band. But yeah, I think he does a lot of the vocals on here. Yeah. Jerry Harrison, the Talking Heads, plays synthesizers on Chasing the Night, which is a great tune. Yeah. Yeah, I think Dee Dee sings a good number of these tunes. Not Joey. He sings Warthog. It's a great song. Yeah. Really cool record. Planet Earth 1988, do you think would be dated because it's talking about 1988? It could be Planet Earth 2025. It could be Planet Earth 2026. It could just just take the date off and just make it planet Earth, whatever. And I mean, it's talking about all the same. It's an endless circle. These songs, and Dee Dee Ramone wrote that tune. It's like, wow, stuff's still happening today. Great record, Too Tough to Die. A couple compilations here. This one is actually the first Ramones I ever got. Is this All the Stuff, Volume 2. I didn't get Volume 1 because I think at the time when I bought this, the record store only had Volume 2. This is just a compilation. It's Leave Home. No, it's it's Rocket to Russia and Road to Ruin. But it's got these different versions. It has the original version of I Want You Around, the one that was actually in Rock and Roll High School, which is really cool. Love that version. So you get that on here. Also has some outtakes. The Rocket to Russia has a song Slug, which is one of my favorite Ramones tunes. Dig that. Such a great song. That was a big spit I just did right there. Yeah, love it. So yeah, you get some cool outtakes on here. I knew a couple other people I was really starting to get into that had the same record when I was in college. And we was like, yeah, Ramones are great. Both getting into them around the same time, yeah. So yeah, dig this. Dig this one. This is still one I go back to because really it's the only time I could really hear Slug. Because it's not, because this Rocket to Russia that I got doesn't have the outtakes. There's another one that does, but it's like, oh, I got the bare bones version because it was cheaper, and also it's thin like this. I love these little thin little record cases. This one has Slug and a couple other outtakes like the I Want You Around original. Oh, another great compilation. This is Ramones Mania. This actually charted, I think. They were like, there's a few clips here on the mighty YouTube of them promoting this. Just on like local New York TV. Again, you think that they would be like this massive band. They really didn't get a ton of respect in their lifetime. Now we sort of think, oh, this band must have been huge. They really kind of weren't during their time. And they didn't. There's a clip in here. They didn't even appear on Regis and Kathy Lee back in the day, until like the '90s. You know, like they were, I think just doing their like final records. You know, late '80s, early '90s. Like it was just like it took a while. They were supposed to be on Saturday Night Live. There's this legend that they were supposed to be on Saturday Night Live in like 1976, 77. About, actually, I think it was the episode that Elvis Costello eventually was the musical guest. Originally, they wanted the Sex Pistols, but the Sex Pistols couldn't get visas to come over. It was the Sex Pistols again, getting all the. They were the first punk band thing, getting all the cred. But they were supposed to be, and then they couldn't get visas, so they went to the Ramones, and Joey Ramone was like, "No, we don't replace people." You know, he's good for him sticking to their, to their guns. Because that would have been a big deal. Ramones on Saturday Night Live, like the New York band, right? Like they were the New York punk band, and they were never on Saturday Night Live. So who we put? Elvis Costello, and then that whole big controversy where he wasn't supposed to sing Radio, and then sung it anyway. Lorne Michaels blew a gasket backstage. Yeah. All could have been smooth sailing if the Sex Pistols had been able to do it. Or just ask the Ramones first. Why didn't they think that the Ramones? Because, again, the Sex Pistols getting all that. We have to have the Sex Pistols. No, because they're from London. The Ramones are right there in New York City. Who's doing this? Like, who are these people? That's what I'm asking. But yeah, this is a great compilation. This has the movie version of Rock and Roll High School. The song. This is not the one that's on the End of the Century album, which is probably my least favorite Ramones album. I don't really like the Phil Spector production. But this is just like a couple. This is like everything from, like 70s, 80s. Good compilation of songs from all over the place, from all the different albums, in a really good order. So dig it. And I want to talk about this last. This is really cool. A Ramones alarm clock. Yeah. I only used this once. I don't really like this style of alarm clock. I don't think the time is right. So, yeah, this is... But yeah, this is really cool. I just leave it as a decoration. I'm not going to bother trying. I don't even think it has batteries in it. And you got to do the screwdriver thing. Open it up. But yeah, it's just cool. I just keep it out as decoration. Time's not right. Don't use it as a clock. I don't think the time is right because, of course, I'm doing this at it's like 25 after 1 in the morning that I'm doing I can be in the studio now doing these shows very late at night. I'm very happy. But yeah, so this is not correct, this time. But still, it's really cool. I like this. I like just having this as a decoration. The Ramones classic presidential seal logo on there. So yeah, there you go. Talking about some of my Ramones stuff. This is all the stuff I could find. I had a patch somewhere that you put on, a patch like you put on your battle jacket, but I don't know where that went. But yeah, this is all the stuff I could find. Still process of getting more of the albums, and maybe one day I'll do a full Ramones album ranking, because I did the 70s. I maybe should do the whole catalog, so that could be happening one of these days.
One of these days!
But for now, this is just my Ramones stuff, and these are the albums that I showed and whatever. So if you're a Ramones fan, I hope you enjoyed this. That's it for this week. Until we meet again, this is Brett Strong saying good journey.